I want to talk Adele. Two music topics
Classic
in one day.
Brett. Always wanted to talk about Adele.
That's very
You guys
mean.
don't even know. He talks about Adele constantly. Every 5 seconds, he's like, but you know what Adele did? His room is
It's
decked
just
out
Adele
with Adele posters.
That's all it is. I've got a very large Adele poster right above my bed.
Also, his blanket. He
Yes.
had one of her albums printed on it.
It's all the lyrics
Which I
from
think
the
is
album.
I think it's cool. That's what you're into.
Hey, man. Nobody can kink shame me for...
Hello. That's how you greet Brett. Hello.
Exactly. Yes.
Is it me that you're looking for? That's the wrong song.
That's the wrong.
It's the wrong song.
So this says, Adele show postponed over disputes, not COVID, sources say. This is from
Thank
TMZ.
goodness. Finally getting past this COVID. I'm just kidding.
Let's make it about money and greed and about contracts. The hell with COVID.
Well, I guess the point is to point out, she can't be like, oh, it was COVID related. No.
They use that excuse for everything. That's like me. It's a running joke with me and Miracle about how every movie that does bad now, they're like, well, COVID.
It's COVID.
So what if Spider-Man's made like $1.7 billion? COVID. Says, Adele says her Vegas residency was postponed because of a massive COVID outbreak on her crew, but multiple sources connected to Caesar's Palace claim that the real reason the show is on ice is because Adele is displeased with the production. One source says Adele was unhappy with various set pieces, a choir, the sound system, and other... I'm imagining her writing. She's walking around with a little list, and she looks at something, writes it, moves on to the next thing. Yeah. And she's got this very severe look on her face, her eyes are squinting as she looks at everything.
Yeah.
Ice, dust, get rid of it. So she was unhappy with all those things. Says one source says that they could not satisfy her production demands. They said she felt numerous elements were, quote, not good enough. They said we're told the folks at Caesar's Palace were, quote, shocked when Adele canceled at the last minute. Mind you, crews have been hard at work on every aspect of the show since at least December. One source said that this was not a matter of them trying to pull it together in the 11th hour. We're told Adele wasn't ever satisfied with the results. Do you think the divorce is getting to her?
She already is finalized.
But I'm saying, but the money, she's like, if I need to make the money, you think it's, or if she's just a perfectionist?
No, do you want to hear what my actual theory is?
Yes.
That I'm formulating on the spot. Her album did well, but nothing compared to her more recent stuff.
Okay.
Right? So I think she's used to, she's been very successful, and all of her albums have had these big welcomes and hits, and though people were excited for it, again, it's not producing at the same level. So in some ways, having a residency, she might be really feeling a lot of pressure for it to not just be good, but be fantastic.
Yeah. Britney, Celine Dion all did residencies, right?
Yep, they've all done residencies. That's not uncommon. And I think that, if she was never unhappy since this started, I think maybe her team did not do a good job of negotiating the deals, or maybe that she didn't, clearly express a creative vision. I could understand if it's going to be under your name and it's going to be a permanent thing for a while, not wanting, if you're... I could understand as an artist not wanting to be like, okay, this is fine for now, but next week when we open, you really have only one shot to open, and I'm sure Caesar Palace isn't going to be like, okay, fine, we'll change the set mid residency. So if they knew she was unhappy, maybe they should have been aware that she might have canceled. Did she cancel or postpone?
Let's find out.
Or
let's go for it.
A couple of the shows are canceled because the ultimate launch of her residency is postponed.
I think it's postponed, and that's that was the other article here, was about people had already bought tickets and were on their way there when this happened, so it was very last minute. So it says we're told Adele was never satisfied with the results. As for COVID, our Caesar sources say that she can't speak to Adele's crew, but the Caesars crew is ready, willing, and able, and they say they can't understand why she waited until the last minute to pull the plug. Maybe she was waiting, hoping it would come together at the last minute, and then it just didn't.
Especially if someone at Caesars was like, no, we'll totally do that thing. We'll fix that thing. We'll do whatever.
Yep.
Did they say it was set pieces and what else?
It says the singer said that she and her crew were awake for 30 straight hours to write the ship, but at the last minute it proved too much. So it just seems like every aspect of it wasn't to her liking, and she wasn't able to in good conscience go on. It was something she didn't feel proud of, right?
Yeah.
So this is the other article. This is from the Daily Mail, and it says it's a slap in the face. Adele fans flying into Vegas lash out at singer for postponing Caesar's Palace residency 24 hours before the first show.
Whoa.
So right at the very last minute, after paying up to $30,000 a ticket. Wow. Star blames COVID outbreak and even an event, quote, might not go on again ahead until April. So they're postponing it. That's like 3 months.
That's significant.
So it says...
also, it's like basically all the time they already put into developing it. So
Yep.
it's like they're starting from scratch.
A tearful Adele has axed her entire 24-date Caesars Palace residency at the 11th hour, claiming half her team has COVID and that they ran out of time to get the show to be ready. See, COVID, it's an excuse. It's totally an excuse, man. Like... They would have known well in advance. This thing should have been so much closer to done that a last minute outbreak shouldn't have prevented it.
Yeah, and
Like,
if it's about like
redundancy upon redundancy should have been in place.
you have to stick to one thing. Like
Yep.
if your crew has COVID, you can't do it. Fine, but if it's that you were in disagreement with the creative process or that like the show was literally physically set pieces not ready, then say that.
Or
You
is
know?
it just that
She
they
could
were ready, they just weren't to her liking?
Well, she could release a statement and be like, I'm really sorry to do this, but as a performer, it's important to me that I give you a high quality show.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like after months of working with them that the production company behind this had met my standards.
And then they have to worry about refunds.
I'll refund your tickets, but just know I made this decision to give you a high quality experience as opposed to, you know what I mean? Like being like, no, but it's COVID. Like that makes you sound like you actually just had a hissy fit.
Yep.
I'm on the fence on this one. Sounds weird.
Well, it's like she's banking that people will just say, "Oh, COVID. Well, that makes sense. Nothing I can do about that.
Yeah.
Nothing she can do about that." They want to take the onus off her for this being her responsibility. As an artist, you should have known far in advance that this wasn't working, well before people were on their way to fly to you to see this show.
Yeah.
Right. It should never come down to this close to the last minute for a production of that size.
Well, and it's like, how did you guys all not know it wasn't going to get canceled?
Exactly. So it says, but with just 24 hours to go, the British star, 33, canceled her entire 24-night run, which was due to make her $685,000 per performance before merchandising, a Vegas record. The singer caused a row. Ooh, it's definitely the UK version of the Daily. It's definitely the Daily Mail. If they're using the term row, it's like I was reading an article from Lad Bible. They referred to hockey as a hockey match.
You're like, no, not quite.
It's a game, but okay. The singer caused a row when she was forced to cancel her final tour dates at Wembley Stadium in London at the last minute before damaging her vocal cords. That she can't prevent. It then took more than 4 years to rearrange them. Wow.
But like, if you damage your vocal cords, you might need surgery. You might be on rest. Like that can be a long process.
Weekends with Adele was due to run through April in Las Vegas, with all available tickets sold out. In an Instagram post late Thursday, a visibly upset Adele said in her strong London accent, "I'm so sorry." I'm not doing a London accent.
Don't do it.
Sorry. "I'm so sorry, but my show ain't ready." Saying that they ran out of time. So that seems like she's admitting it. Like that's got nothing to do with COVID. She's saying, "Oh no," because she's probably saying because of COVID, we ran out of time.
Well, what does that mean? You ran out of time for what?
To get the production ready. They don't have the dance numbers ready. They don't have the background dancers.
Right, I get
up
that,
to
but
snuff.
you thought down to the wire, like it'll come together. Like it feels like they could have headed this off at the pass, at least 3 days before.
This could be a failure of people above her in the production process, meaning that the head producers, the people in charge, she's not.
Well, I wonder if they want to be like, no, it's gonna be fine because they don't want to say it, but actually it's not going well.
She says, I'm gutted. I'm so sorry. It's so last minute. We've been awake for 30 hours trying to figure it out, and we've run out of time, she continued as her voice started to break. I'm so upset, and I'm really embarrassed, and I'm so sorry that everyone traveled to get to the show. I'm really, really sorry. Adele did not say when the shows would be rescheduled. That's a problem. Or there should have
not know.
There should have been announcements about refunds before they even announced the
Well, it should have come with,
Yes.
like, we will refund your tickets.
That should have
Did
been
it say
part
that
of,
they didn't say
that's,
that?
Well, we're going to go through it here. It says, but there's speculation it could be from April, meaning that anyone keeping their tickets will have to rebook all flights and accommodations. They might not be able to get refunds on that, but there will be many who will no longer be able to go for whatever reason. Their life could be different at that time.
That's not like next weekend. That's like months from now.
Yep. One woman accused Adele of crocodile tears, pointing out that obtaining refunds for travel and hotels was always complicated, while another posted a picture of a furious emoji tweeting, "Not Adele rescheduling after already buying plane tickets, show tickets, and getting hotel room." So, like, the ticket for the show might be easily refundable, but the rest of it is not. That's a very, very difficult process. What's wrong? One fan wrote, "What's wrong with the industry when Adele cancels her upcoming show in Vegas the day before opening? I'm sure she's devastating, but fans already there from many places in the world will be extremely upset. I hope that Adele teams up with them with something to give the fans something to give them something to appease the fans. She should do an impromptu concert with the people that are already there." Like, she should have just done it like intimately with like just her singing like with a stool in the middle of the stage. In fact, that would probably be more memorable.
Yeah,
Like-
probably would.
Didn't she used to do that?
Maybe.
She's done all kinds of things.
Yeah. Because I remember most of her performance is just her sitting on stage with a stool.
She
Yeah,
should- she
my
should have done that.
stepmom's been to her concert, and she was like, the thing is, like, there's some visual elements, like, which were whatever elements, like, she rises from the stage, and it's
Yeah.
like as like there's a video of her eyes closed while you're like, and then they open, and it's like hello, which is like very cool, but also like it sounds weird, but like industry standards, show must go on. Like, you're right, she should have done something. I mean, I guess she runs the risk of it. If like thing is, like, if she does a small show, if she does half her set and it's all acoustic and it's very simple and it's not what the other people get, would those guests feel like they still deserved a refund?
Yep. I feel as far as optics go, you do this, you give half the refunds that you would normally give, because maybe you give the people that feel like they don't get their money's worth their refunds anyways, and just take the good optics of letting the show go on and giving the performance
Like,
anyway,
operate at a loss, though?
and operate at a loss. At least for the good optics that come with
Yeah.
not canceling it entirely, because
I could see
there's
it going
plenty of
either
people
way.
that will not come back
Yeah.
for something like this. It says Adele, already worth an estimated $220 million, was due to have access to Caesar's $50,000 a night private suite through her residency, which comes with a butler, executive assistant, chauffeur, and security. Sources say she's expected to make over $5,000 per gig thanks to ticket sales alone, even before the merchandising Caesars rolled out on the red carpet. And that's the thing, like, a show at this is a whole production. It's much more like theater than it is like a concert. So I don't know. It does make you wonder. Like, I bet you this is one of those things that could have a fantastic documentary made about it. How this happened.
Yeah.
Like,
Fire Island, but Adele.
Yeah. Like Adele, like, it's down to the wire. Why is nothing working out? Like, where in the communication line? What producers? Whose responsibilities fell
maybe
through?
Maybe she should produce this documentary, because it might be interesting to see like what does go into an event like this.
Yep, I agree. So, would you go see Adele in concert?
No, I never been to a concert before.
That's just.
It's because I rather not spend the money, and
Concerts
I rather
can be really
stay
fun.
home.
I don't know.
I know, like, I had a whole argument with my friend Nicole. She was like, well, you should go to a concert one day. Like, what band do you like, or what singer do you like? And I'm like, I just want to stay home. I'd rather just spend my money on electricity and Wi-Fi, just watching it for free on my phone.
See, I I like events. Like, I will spend my money on.
It's a different experience.
Yeah,
Well,
and I don't think I would spend like $30,000 on
No.
a ticket to a concert. But like, you know,
Yeah.
there are some shows you can see that it's just fun to be like out in the real world and like you see the music live.
For me, it's because like I get exhausted easily if there's
Sure.
too many stimulation and people around me.
Yeah, if it doesn't appeal
And
to you.
Plus, I don't want to travel to a concert. I'd rather go to a concert that's closer to me. So, like,
Yeah.
when I used
Well,
to
I'm not
live...
saying you got to go see Adele in Vegas, but I'm saying, like, would you go see her if she was in town and did like a regular show?
I don't think she will ever come to Maryland.
But what if she was like
Bakersfield,
within a
she
2-hour drive?
DC.
DC?
Yeah.
Maybe she does DC. I mean, I wouldn't go see Adele, but
We're all staying at... Oh, wait. Dane doesn't live there anymore.
there's
Never mind. He moved recently.
I wouldn't go see Adele, but there are definitely artists who I like, and I have to go and be very careful because of my hearing being bad. Like,
Yeah.
there's artists that I go see, like when I was in Minnesota, that if they came to town, I would always go see, just even alone.
Yeah.
But very few. It's especially, I'm talking smaller shows that cost $15, $20
Yeah,
at the door.
I think people
Yeah.
forget that like concerts don't have to be like $1,000.
Yeah, we're not talking
Yeah.
arena shows.
No.
No, but for me, I don't know. I rather just like if they're coming nearby my town, because I know when I used to live in Bakersfield, a lot of comedians that I admired were in town, or like they did have concerts, because like Bakersfield has that weird acoustic stage that nobody really knows them for, but they do have it, and we have a lot of open space. So like some concerts will be there, and there was like their own version of Burning Man too there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's not called Burning Woman. You can't call it Burning Woman.
That's true.
Oh.
Burning person.
Let's burn
Yeah.
the
Or
woman.
burn the men
Yep.
because of feminism. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't pay it.
You wouldn't pay it. All right. Well, I do recommend in your lifetime to go to at least a few like $20 at the door shows of artists that are
Can
smaller.
I pay? I'll take it out of my own paycheck and get it back if I watch Tim do his own concert.
There you go. You can do
Wouldn't that make sense? I pay for my own.
And then it comes back in your
Yeah.
paycheck. Yeah. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.